What's your favorite story about Dina Katz?
Let me think about it for a second. Is that
of
okay?
course.
All right. Yeah, there's so many. Golly, Dina Katz's.
There's a lot of stuff, but probably wouldn't say it.
In front of the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, tough one. How long do we have?
Chris, the one I want to tell, I can't tell.
I can think of about 15 things, and all of them are rated X.
My favorite Dina Katz story, well, I have the privilege of actually being in Rotary with Dina. And if you didn't know, Dina was the very first woman in Rotary. She was to go from her club to meet with some other club leaders. And so Dina arrives in her plane, because she's also a pilot. She gets out and she goes in for the meeting, and they quickly turn to her and say, "Oh, will you bring me a Coke?" She looked at them and she walked right back out, got in her plane and left and never came back.
If you're walking around at FPA, I tell our students, when you're at FPA and you're walking around with Dina, it's like walking around with Lady Gaga. That's the way people act. Here are all these big name practitioners coming up to her and then seeing our kids with her and knowing that if you're with Dina Katz, you're somebody.
Dina Katz began her career as a financial advisor in Chicago during the early 1980s. After graduating from Adrian College, she worked as a first-grade teacher, but discovered she should consider a different career.
I left teaching because I wasn't getting the first graders to read, and I thought, you know, if I can't get them to read, I'm going to mess them up for their whole life. I'd like to do something that's, you know, a little less impactful and stressful. I think I'll go manage other people's money.
Her practice flourished, but in 1989, with her mother looking to move to Florida, she reached out to a friend in Coral Gables to discuss a merger. That friend was Harold Avensky, her future husband and partner in crime.
My mother retired from the Salvation Army, and she wanted to go to Florida. And I think I might like a change. So I called Harold and I said, you know, I think I'm moving to Florida, taking my practice. And he said, well, why don't you come and join us?
Next day she called and said, well, I'm interested, but I've got 2 conditions. I said, well, what's that? She said, well, I've always owned my own business. She said, I want to be an equal third partner. Whatever is a fair price, I'll pay it. No problem. What's the other one? She said, I've always run my own business. If I come down, I want to be president.
A couple days later, he called back and said, how soon can you get here?
Dina's career soared. With her as president, Avensky and Katz became profitable. She served as a board member with the Financial Planning Association, and she wrote 9 books. She truly became a force in the industry. But in 2001, Dina's focus needed to shift when she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
After 7 months of treatment and recovery, I came back to the office and I sat down with one of my clients who was a very sweet lady with lots and lots of money. So this is my first appointment after being gone for 7 months. I sat down with her and she said, my daughter's dating a man I don't like. I need to revisit my estate planning. I want to leave her out of my will.
She said, so when she did that, she said, I just didn't have any patience for her. I said, look, you love your daughter, then stop waving your money in front of her and, you know, get over it. Then she walked out of the office, came down to mine and said, I think we lost a client.
With a new perspective and a clean bill of health, it was time for a change. She set her sights on mentorship and education and approached Texas Tech, one of only 2 universities in the country with a College of Financial Planning, to discuss teaching.
I came to Texas Tech because it was the most robust program in the country at the time and the oldest. And I said to Vicki Hampton, I want a job. And then I went home and told my husband.
You know, to me that was just amazing that somebody with her practice experience and being so well known in the profession really would want to do this. I mean, Coral Gables is a lot different than Lubbock, Texas.
I told her she'd be frustrated because we move a little bit slower than in the professional world.
When you start a program and there's no major on campus, you're used to doing things that aren't conventional. And you know, years ago here at Tech, almost all the faculty had PhDs, et cetera. Now we have professors of practice in many of the professional programs. And that really brought a lot to our program. And it's caused some other programs to actually engage practitioners in the same way. So she's kind of a pioneer in that sense.
Dina moved from Florida to Texas and began helping mold Texas Tech into arguably the premier financial planning program in the country. In 2008, she helped launch a new personal financial planning lab at the university thanks to a donation from Charles Schwab.
When I first got here, we had very few resources. We had some shared classrooms. We had no lab, no place where the students could go and really learn the things that we would like them to learn as part of the curriculum. So that's when I got Schwab involved.
The Charles Schwab Foundation has not only initially supported our program with the technology complex, but they have continued to support us with keeping that technology complex current, up to date, expanding it now into more space.
Today, Texas Tech acts as the model for financial planning programs across the country at other universities such as Utah State and William Patterson. Dina's experience as a financial planner has helped colleges establish great curriculums and given students access to real-life examples.
Since Dina has her real-life experiences to bring to the table in the classroom, she allows us to have somewhat of an insight of things she's seen. She likes to use lots of her own life experiences.
They get more than just they see the textbook part, they read this and they go, now here's how it's really applied at this practice, and here's the same concept, but it's applied differently over here. For students to get that, it's priceless.
You're seeing the way that she actually did things when she was managing her firm. And so I took a sales and marketing class from her at one point, and she really taught us about a lot of the ways that she had helped promote her firm over the years.
But Dina is more to her students than just an educator or a teacher. Mama Dina, as they call her, connects with them in ways most professors don't.
I think she really, as an educator, has that sort of motherly instinct where she wants people to grow and succeed, and so
she's just so willing to help us at any time. She's given us her phone number to just really reach her whenever we absolutely need her, but she's always willing to pick up whenever we need help.
She can be tough, but she also does that out of her sense of love and her sense of wanting to see people thrive and succeed in their own career.
She will open her doors, her house doors, and she will actually provide you meals for Thanksgiving dinners or Christmas. You enjoy being with her because she's not your professor at the time, she's your mama.
During her tenure at Texas Tech, the College of Financial Planning has awarded 39 doctorates, 299 graduate degrees, and 320 undergrad degrees, creating a pipeline of the next generation of financial planners. Dina Katz is a financial advisor, an educator, a pioneer, a role model, a pilot, an award winner, and an icon. She has fundamentally altered financial planning by trailblazing her own path and setting a course for the next generation.